This massive mural displays what a community can achieve when people collaborate to create an artwork designed to connect them, one that reflects the diverse spirit of the Adirondack region. Its completion deserves a celebration, and that's what people had recently here in North Creek, New York. Applause and heartfelt words marked the end of the tile mural creation and the opening of an art exhibit. The exhibit launch reception served as a wrap party, celebrating the termination of a 13-year process to cover a set of retaining walls with more than 200,000 tiles.
When we finished, we were in year 13 of a 3-year project. So that was exciting. I really, truly thought that my timing was right and I'd be able to do it all in 3 years, but no.
Residents of Johnsburg and nearby towns gathered at the Tannery Pond Community Center to hear sincere remarks from the Mosaic project lead artist, Kate Hartley.
What I didn't factor in was how much I was going to love teaching everybody. Because when anybody wandered along, I would ask them to participate, and we did get a lot of yeses.
Hartley organized the art exhibit to display photos of some of the more than 2,000 volunteers who worked on the tile mural.
I took a picture of every single volunteer of the 2,079 people who worked on the wall, and a lot of people who were just passing by and stuck one piece. So these photos are full of people that we know. We know every one of these people, and we watch the children grow up.
The gallery also features new mosaic artwork by people who found the mural inspiring, with many pieces showing results from people who had never tried mosaic art before volunteering on the massive wall project.
Prior to not having been taught anything, 10 years of working on that wall gave me a little skill development and knowledge, and that definitely helped me because I had no formal education in this at all before that. The wheelbarrow was our little base of supplies. We wheeled it out every single time the wall was worked on, filled, overflowing, wobbly, and then had to haul it all back into the shed with shaking out the tarps and putting everything away. So it was the beginning of the work and it was the very last part of the day. So it really had a lot of meaning, and I thought it could be kind of humorous to actually do a mosaic of the wheelbarrow.
Hartley's also displaying some of her mosaic work, commemorating the large mural project she coordinated. She calls the completion of the mural an accomplishment worth acknowledging.
Being part of a collaborative piece has a lot of meaning for people, especially people who may not have dared to do a piece of artwork by themselves. But once they become part of something like that, not only is it a source of pride, but it's also a proof that they are creative people, which of course we all are. So it's wonderful to have given people that opportunity to recognize that creativity in themselves.
Whether they had personally worked on the mural or not, everyone at the reception knew many people who had donated their time and talent to the project.
I met Agneta on a plane, and she was a foreign exchange student as a teenager. We were contemporaries, and as she traveled back and forth, she came to stay with us a couple of times in the Adirondacks, where she had never visited before. On her second trip here, we went to North Creek and had lunch at Café Sarah. And after lunch, I said, we're going to go work on that wall because Kate was over there. So we headed across the street, and Kate introduced her to all the different materials and tools that she'd use. She drew a flower. She said, I only know Norwegian plants. Kate said, that'll be fine. So Agneta drew a Norwegian flower. It's yellow. It's about this big. So there is a Norwegian flower on the mural wall.
Art just makes everything more beautiful. And so to me, to make some place more beautiful and bring a community together, how can you go wrong?
Even walking through town now, you see people stopping traffic because they want to photograph it. They see how beautiful it is, and every time you walk that wall, you see little bits and pieces of what you never noticed when you looked at it the first time, and then the second time, and then the third time. Even myself seeing the boat oars, which is one of my favorite parts, each oar has something different in it, from the faces of musicals and acting and comedy to hiking and camping and fishing and photography. It's a mix of everything that actually brought people together for fun and for communication and for just all around sharing.
You may see the art exhibit, Faces of Our North Creek Mosaic mural, and new mosaics by Kate Hartley and friends, from now until September 6th at the Tannery Pond Community Center in North Creek. And of course, the focus of the celebration, the North Creek Mosaic Project, this 230-foot work of art, is always available for viewing on Main Street. The mural completion festivities are happening during the very first summer where work on the wall was no longer necessary. The grouting process wrapped up last year. Here's a closer look at both the process and the artwork the community spent 13 years to produce.
Team glopping.
Smearing a moose with concrete might seem an uncommon occurrence in the Adirondack Park, but rubbing cement and sand on tile animals happened frequently during 3 summers in North Creek, as volunteers grouted this work of art. This final step of grouting ensures every piece applied on the mosaic tile mural will remain securely in place.
This is huge. It's like gigantic.
We've traveled across the country. We do a lot of things up here. We travel to the west. I've never seen in any community anything quite like this.
I think everybody has really enjoyed being a part of a project that's both ongoing and huge and really impressive.
Yeah, but you can do all around the head of the moose and then just do the head of the moose.
Mural designer Kate Hartley says the North Creek Mosaic Project celebrates the nature and recreation enjoyed on a purely Adirondack day.
I chose to do an April day when there's skiing on the mountain, but there's already rafting on the river. And we exaggerated the time period a little bit because we have some flowers blooming and all, but you know, that just adds to the beauty of the Adirondack nature and recreation.
My family comes up to the Adirondacks a lot. We love to hike and camp and ski and all of those things, paddle. And the wall, the mosaic has all of that. The way Kate has planned it out, she's incorporated all of those things into the wall.
Saratoga County resident Lauren Zappa spent nearly 100 hours during the last decade installing tiles and lending her creativity to the wall.
So there's skiing, there's paddling, there's rafting, there's camping and hiking, and it's all here. So I love that it's really representative of the most unique things about this area.
Before the mosaic attracted the eye with its fun, fish, fowl, flora, and fauna, the wall used to inspire indifference and even disdain, as it dominated the view for coffee drinkers across the street.
The genesis of the mosaic was actually a conversation that I had sitting at the cafe across from what used to be a really beauty challenged wall. It was a big concrete retaining wall with just like stains and mold on it. And a friend challenged me to write a grant and see if I could get a grant to do a mural on the wall. And so I did. And then I did and was committed to doing this amazing project.
Grant money and donations from around the community and the state provided the funding. Local residents and visitors donated thousands of tiles to the project, and more than 2,000 volunteers worked to make the mural happen. Hartley designed the mural, leaving lots of room for individual inventiveness among the volunteers, many of whom she trained by holding workshops, summer camps, and school sessions for the young folks.
Every kid in town, everybody who's like from 10 years old to about 25 worked on it at least once during their school career.
Every year Kate would do workshops with the second graders, and they would make different small elements for the wall. But one year they made these beautiful baby deer, these two right here, and they were able to take a field trip and come right to the wall and install them themselves. But I mean, second grade. I mean, these kids are 7, maybe 8 years old. They're just marvelous. They're beautiful.
As the mural took shape, even passers-by who showed an interest in the process would get recruited.
They'll often say something like, oh, I wish I could do something like this, or I could never do something like this. And Kate will say, well, here, just put in a piece. And she'll just stop what she's doing and take the person and have them install a piece right on the wall right then and there. And sometimes it's a one-time thing, and you know, they're just passing through, but other times they will come back the next day and work for an hour or whatever.
A lot of the folks who created something for the wall, it might be an animal or even just a little dot that they put in, they come back and they visit their piece years later and even bring family members, and every time someone comes to visit them, they bring them all to the wall and they show them their contribution, and that's really a special thing. Everybody's really physically tied to this place and this wall by their artistic contribution.
Yeah, just really smack it in there. All right. Go around. There we go.
Finishing the grouting marks the end of the tile project. But community members are only beginning to realize the full potential of the pride they feel as tourists and residents marvel at the mural.
I would be surprised if there's anyone who lives here that doesn't have a piece on the wall. So, and I think that's really important for communities to have projects like this that they can get behind and that everyone feels a part of. You know, it's not just something someone did to them, it's something they did. And so I really like projects like this.
The North Creek Mosaic project is listed as an Adirondack attraction on several websites. Visitors to North Creek will find the mural across from Café Sarah at 260 Main Street. You may see a list of major donors to the project on our website, mountainlake.org.
Spotlight is supported by the Glenn and Carol Pearsall Adirondack Foundation, dedicated to improving the quality of life for year-round residents of the Adirondack Park.